grace of God. I don't know how I made it here. Only by the grace of God. I don't know how I made it here.
Hey y'all.
Hey y'all.
That's a good song.
Only
What's
by
up?
the grace of God. Yes.
Hey everybody.
How I made it here.
My head is singing real loud because I cannot see.
Yes, Lord, I made it. I'm still here.
How y'all doing on this Sunday?
Hey, tune in, share.
I'm still here.
And what y'all have for
What's
dinner
happening,
today?
y'all? I see the red light. That's all I can see.
She don't have a glasses on.
I don't know why I can't. Hey, Alexandra. Hey, Rhonda. Come on in here. We hope y'all have an amazing Sunday so far.
Y'all go to church? Y'all watch church?
Church. I've been accidentally clicking on everybody's lives today. I went to everybody's church. I was at everybody's church this morning.
Real good and safe.
Hallelujah.
I'm still here.
Y'all doing all right? I don't see nothing going like that.
Yes, Lord.
Yep, I'm just watching. I'm just looking at Jess because I can't see it.
Hey y'all, talk to us.
Hey.
Did y'all have a good weekend? I did.
Yeah, man. There's someone.
Just had a whole anniversary, y'all.
Oh, anniversary.
A whole anniversary.
Anniversary. I'm sorry.
Y'all, we celebrate everything, honey. We celebrated that anniversary right with her.
They
Well,
sure
no.
did. I posted y'all.
Did you?
Yes. I said if your squad don't come for you like this, and probably check them. Honey.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I saw that.
But we don't play.
Pictures like that's real right there.
We don't play. We celebrate accomplishments.
Yes. People we love. We
Thank you, Miss
celebrate.
Rhonda. We love you too.
Hey,
Hey, OG. Can y'all see us okay? We think we got this set life down pat now.
Hey,
We think. So, hope y'all are doing great.
We normally give about 5 minutes for people to come in, remember, give y'all time to share, or tell your homegirls, check them out, or tell your husbands or your boo things to come and have them come sit down and listen with you. Make it a date evening, honey, on the 7th, listening to Chic Chattin.
Make sure you have your snacks.
What's up,
That's
Jay?
very important.
That was our sound man.
Did you preach your heart out today?
I did not preach today.
You didn't preach today?
Preach from the seat. It was a word today, though.
A word in the house.
That was a word. Good.
I preached a little bit.
Hey,
Yeah.
I can tell by your, I can tell
You
by
can
the
tell.
rasp.
Yeah, so y'all,
The lasting effect on how the rasp.
let me tell you something.
Yeah, it was a word. Wasn't it?
Is it a rhema word? That's a regular word.
It was a rhyme.
It was a rhema.
From the bottom of the top.
From the bottom. It's for all around. It's for all the whole nation.
Okay.
All right.
That was a global word.
Yeah.
Okay.
Global
Yeah.
word. Okay.
I tapped in that thing.
Bro say wifey, my girls, and mama.
Hey,
We all here.
Hey, bro. We happy to be here with y'all.
Very happy.
Y'all can see us okay.
Got a little different seating arrangement here. But, just want to make sure everybody can see us good.
It's fine.
Hey, Daisy. Yep.
Hey, Jess.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Chic Chattin with SK, episode 5. If you don't know, I'm Jess.
I'm Danny.
I'm Marsha.
I'm Sean.
That's the one that's always gonna sing for y'all.
Always.
We don't know either, y'all. Just come on with us. So, welcome to Creepin with the Wise Woman. As you can see, we have a wise woman sitting here with us.
Yeah.
Pastor Vicki Roberts on set. On deck. Woo, woo.
We need us a clap machine.
Yes. So, let me give y'all a little background of Creepin with the Wise Woman. Y'all probably like, what is that? So, a lot of us, we want these mentors, we want these wise people, we want all of this, but we don't know how, we don't know what to look for, we don't know what to do. So, we want to give some little insight with a wise woman to tell us a little bit of what we should be doing and things. So, we have none other than the pastor, Vicki Roberts. She is amazing. She is our covering. And because she is raw, uncut, gonna get in there with us, gonna pray with us, gonna tell us about each other. Y'all better get y'all a wise woman. That's why we creeps with her.
Yeah.
We creeps with her. Not everybody has to know. So if y'all didn't know, now y'all know she's our covering. And she has us front back, even before we was a full-blown SK. So I just wanted to give y'all a little taste of what y'all about to get, because she's amazing. She's a prayer warrior, and she's real and uncut. So y'all get ready. All right?
I'm scared.
Don't be scared. We're gonna tread lightly.
Don't be scared.
We're gonna tread lightly.
So, as qualifies like a wise woman, we kind of say that as like mentors, people like that. So, I have a question. You got an answer? What qualifies you to be considered as a mentor?
We're talking about me, right? I can only talk about me.
Okay. Talk about you.
Okay, I'm just going to talk about me. I believe that it's just something that's in me. It's always been in me. I was born with it. Some God gave me. I believe I have a drawing anointing for young women. For some reason, y'all just kind of grip me.
Latch on.
Yeah.
Let me say this though. Many years ago, when I first got into preaching and teaching and doing the things in ministry. Now y'all know that's what we're gonna talk about tonight, right?
Oh yeah.
I'm just saying.
Oh yes.
And I was getting into ministry. We had this class where we had to learn about different women of the Bible. Mm-hmm. Well, I had to learn about me while we were learning about the different women of the Bible. Mm-hmm. So I had to teach on this book called Titus. Mm-hmm. Titus 2. And what I want to do tonight is just read it to you to kind of give you an idea of why I believe I'm qualified.
Okay.
God did that. So in Titus 2, verses 3 through 5, this is what I had to teach. It says, likewise, teach the older women to be reverent in the way they live, not to be slanderers or addicted to much wine, just living, not much wine, but to teach what is good. Then they can urge the younger women to love their husbands and children, to be self-controlled and pure, to be busy at home, to be kind, and to be subject to their husbands, so that no one will malign the word of God. Once I had to teach that, I had to become that.
Ooh.
In order to teach and have these women around me that are drawn to me, they had to see this.
Yeah.
The example.
Yes.
This qualifies me
Yeah.
to be a mentor. This is what I stand on. This is what I live by. This is what's inside of me. And this is what I want to put into other women.
Wow. That's good.
That's real good.
So for us, or for the people that don't have it, how do you know when a mentor is right for you?
I believe it's mutual. I believe they know who you are, and you should know who they are. When we have a sense of discernment. Now, let me say, women know women.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't mentor men. That ain't my thing.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about. Men go get their own thing. I mentor women.
Yeah.
I mentor women. I was riding. Me and Marsha were riding to go see I'm gonna take over this show.
Go
ahead. That's what I'm
We were riding to go see one of my daughters in Gatesville, and she slept the whole way. But she would go to sleep, and when she would go to sleep, I would hear this in my spirit: "You are a pastor of women." And I'm hearing this, and I'm looking over at her, and she's asleep, and she's not hearing this. So when she wakes up, we talk about it, and literally, the Spirit of God said, "You are a pastor of women." And so I just take that to heart. So in order to determine who's right for you, you have to be able to discern the spirit. You got to know the woman.
Right.
So even in knowing, what happens when you think you know?
And you better know you know.
You better know, no.
You better know you know.
Don't think.
So
You have to know. You can't think it.
So do they seek you or you seek them?
I still go back to it being mutual.
Okay. So how does that start for the woman that don't know or has been abused or has been hurt with another woman that does not want to go seek? How do they then get a mentor if they're afraid to seek another?
I believe they're going to have to just kind of hear God on that. A lot of us are in positions where women are our pastors or our first ladies. But don't call me that. I ain't no first lady. I'm sorry.
I feel that.
She's just big lady. She's just no lady.
But you have to sometimes just step back and observe.
Right. Okay.
People have to see something in you.
Right.
Some people I see it from you don't even want to be around them.
Yeah.
But there are some women you just drawn to.
Yeah.
You know, they're just drawing to you. You're just drawing to them. And I believe that's a good way to kind of at least begin to conform.
Right.
That's
This may be for me. Yeah, I'm gonna watch her.
That's good.
Yeah.
And we have to be open and give that opportunity to
Right.
and not be afraid of because we've been hurt
And trust
before.
that the opportunity is going to present itself.
Oh, absolutely. I
It
love
really
it.
is.
I love it.
Conversation is going to open.
So should we disqualify a mentor based on their age? Versus, well, we always seek for the older one.
Right.
So what about the person that is the same age or younger?
They could be a mentor. It just kind of depends on where they are spiritually, where they've been.
Right.
Can you offer me anything? Have you been
Right.
somewhere that you can help me?
That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. Can I see some of me in you?
Right.
You know, you have to kind of feel it. I have a 14-year-old granddaughter who mentors her friends. It appears because they're always calling her, "Hey, I'm going through this," and these troubled girls are just drawn to her, and she's able to talk them through a whole bunch of stuff that they can't even talk to their parents about sometimes. So can I say age? Yes, I would not confide in her being 14 years old.
Right.
But do I think age? It could possibly play a role in it.
I started thinking about when you're 16, you know, some of us at 16 move so much faster than others at 16. So what I learned at that time is totally different from what she may have learned because I moved a little faster. So I had more experience at 16 than maybe you would have had. So that makes sense not to put an age.
Right.
Not to
And
put
you
an age
actually
on.
just changed my perspective about something. Because my daughter attracts these broken friends. And I said, why do you carry the burden for them? And she was like, they need me. And I'm just like, okay, but it's a lot. But I never thought of her being the person with a more level head or a good person to communicate to where someone else can listen to her to be the mentor for her friends.
And it's one thing to carry it; it's another thing to keep it.
Oh.
You can carry it. You can carry a burden, but don't keep it because it ain't yours. You have to cast that out.
That's good.
Cast it out. Don't let it become yours.
Your daughter, because I've always been the younger person around my friends.
Yes,
And
I was
so
in college and you was junior high school, or they're seniors and you're sophomore in high school. We just
it's about the wisdom and
it's about
maturity.
the wisdom.
I never thought about that.
And on the other side of that, you have to be mature enough to not discredit them and their advice because of their age. Because you could definitely dismiss or discredit or forfeit your whole plan. Like you can shoot a detour in your plan by you just dismissing what God has already orchestrated just because it doesn't look the way that you think it should look.
And And he lines it up. He lines it up. He makes sure that what you need, you're going to get, even if he has to use a child.
That's good. That's
good.
Woo-wee.
That's real good.
That's good.
So I was thinking, I'm gonna ask my question first. I'm gonna tell you why I'm gonna ask. I really want to know.
Y'all made me
Do you?
Shake it out.
I really want to know.
To a preach.
Do you feel that it's appropriate for a mentor, leader, male or female, to male or female? Do you think it's appropriate for them to share what you shared in confidence to them? And I ask that because I confided in someone that was a leader, and they took what I said and preached it.
My goodness.
And I went to them in confidence, like I had never said nothing to nobody. Like, nobody. And they used what I said on the pulpit. And
Did they call your name?
No, but I knew it was me. I knew
It could have been somebody else too.
Yeah.
You're not the only one going through what you're going through. That may have been an unction for them to help somebody else, not to necessarily talk your business because they didn't call your name. But you now. Sometimes people do it. I'm not taking that away. I'm not taking that away. However, there are more than you going through what's going through. You know what I mean?
Right.
I hope I'm saying that right.
Yeah.
More than you.
And if you trusted who was your confidant, you shouldn't have had an issue with. But if you confided in somebody that you didn't trust, you never should have gave them that information. I'm just saying.
She just checked us.
Right.
I'm just
Let me pick it up.
Okay. Put it back.
Well,
But what about
but
when
that's
you
true.
think?
But that's true.
What about when you think at the time that you trust them? You think that they're your go-to until and maybe you've seen them do some foul moving with other people, but you never thought it would be you. I trust you to treat me different because I feel like we better than that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You know. So, but then, boom, pow, to the dome.
Jugular.
You do it to me once, shame on me. On you. If it happens twice, shame on me.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to learn from the first indication of something that's not right. But sometimes you have to see it to believe it.
Because you don't believe what they're
You
saying.
don't believe. Oh, they really doing it?
Or you be like, that's not them. They didn't mean it. Or
not
they are my person, so they didn't do that.
But it's going to check. It's always going to check in your spirit. Anything that somebody is doing should check. It should check.
That's good. That's good.
That's good.
And you know, that's how we fail too in any relationships. With this is really a relationship.
Right.
But it can apply to different
Absolutely.
relationships because what we do is because we're so in love with it, or we're so in awe of it and its potential, that we overlook what we really see.
Yeah.
We try to make or find anything that we can justify the reasons why we need to stick to it or stay with it instead of getting our little backpack and get on down the road.
Right. And then we stay there for too long, we get too hurt.
Yeah.
And then we can't come back because we don't want to forgive.
Yeah.
We can't heal.
Now you're hurt.
And now we hurt.
Now you beat up.
Walking with a limp.
Now we don't want no mentors. We don't want no spiritual guys.
None.
All of them the same, we're going to stay away from them. You know, we get that pain.
Well, trust me, everybody is not like that. Every mentor is not like that. However, there are some. That's why you have to know. You can't think about it. You have to know about it.
So do you check them? Like can I go back and check that mentor? Cause you tricked me. I feel like you need to be checked. Like, I ain't gonna be disrespectful. I ain't gonna do no whole bunch of cussing.
I need to let you know.
I ain't gonna do no whole bunch of cussing.
Not a bunch of them.
But seriously, like, do we when I trust you to be my mentor and you do something like that, we normally walk away wounded and never say nothing about it. have permission or permission to go and check them.
Oh, you say yes?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Is it too late?
I'm not saying go cuss nobody out.
Right.
I'm not putting that out there. I'm not saying that everything you do with respect.
Right.
Because that's what you would want. Even when somebody has done something to you, I can make a fool out of somebody by using the word of God. I can talk to you in a way that's not going to hurt you, not going to hurt me. You can't go back and say I said nothing, but I just checked you.
Nice, nasty.
Because I need you to know I know what
But
you did.
but we can't carry stuff. You know, that's what sets up the hurt when we leave with it.
Yeah.
I want to leave it where I want to leave it there. I'm not the one. I am me, Vicki Roberts. I'm not the one that's gonna take it with me. I'm gonna leave it right there.
That's good.
Okay.
That's good. It's hard.
And let's finish this. Let's end this right now. So you don't take it with you, and I don't take it with me, and I ain't never got to see you no more.
That's good.
But I can keep my distance. But we're just gonna let's go and squash that. That's how we get into unforgiveness and bitterness and church hurt and all that kind of stuff. Because we take our hurt with us instead of leaving it.
Right. Right.
And I believe we have the authority. You know, we don't walk in boldness a lot of times. We just tuck our tails and run because somebody hurt us.
Yeah.
Yep.
And,
so true.
and we have to deal with that.
Yeah.
We do.
Oh my gosh.
Right.
That's good.
That's
That's
really
good.
At what point do you get to the place of where? How do you learn to leave it there?
right.
How do you learn to let it go? How do you learn not to hold it? Because I asked that because, like you just said, they heard it. You have a conversation. I'm gonna let you know, you know, in a nice way. But now I'm side eyeing this one over here who may be a good fit for me. How do you get to a place of leaving it there? Is it just? I mean,
I don't know if you just. I think you just do it. You know, and it's easy for me to say. It's easy for me to say because I handle things differently. Everybody handles stuff differently, and the way I handle it, once I leave it, I forget it. I ain't gonna forget what you did. I'm just not dealing with that no more.
it's a choice.
It's a choice. It's absolutely a choice.
And it's like being vulnerable again in a relationship. You have to be vulnerable again to allow a mentor to come in. It's not easy, but you have to lay all that weight to the side and allow someone else to come in. And
But now
that
you know,
takes time.
you know how to feel.
Yeah, you do.
And you have
recognize
to
it, too.
choose to do it. Like you got to make up in your mind every day to choose to just do it differently. To be open. This time I'm gonna be open. This time I'm just gonna think differently towards this. Not necessarily the person, but towards this thing. Because you have to consciously make a decision. I'm gonna still stay mad. Like it takes a lot. I'm still
It takes
gonna
a
wake
lot.
up a lot. I'm just gonna wake up. I'm still gonna be angry because you gotta try to remember why you mad. Because I be like, I'm supposed to be mad, right?
I don't forget.
I don't
I
forget.
forget.
I don't forget.
I almost remember verbatim, so I
Yeah,
don't
me
forget.
too. See,
I be
Pray
forgetting. I
for
be
me.
like,
oh, so that's probably
So
right.
it don't be uncomfortable. Like when I'm mad at my boo thing, when I'm mad at said, it be so uncomfortable to stay mad. Because I really be wanting to be friendly. Like, bang!
Oh, well, yeah.
The boo is different because you
Well,
have
yeah,
to
the
meet them
book,
every
yeah,
day.
the book was
The
different.
mentor, I don't have to see you no more.
Yeah.
So it is what
Somebody
it is.
Yeah.
yeah.
Goodbye.
Yeah.
And goodbye.
Yeah.
And
I mean it. Period.
So I have a question. Why do wise women mentors get jealous when their mentee seeks or receives counsel from another wise woman or mentor?
Oh,
That ain't a sign to them. Because, you know, in the past, I've had their heart to reach out and want a mentor, not just for ministry, but for work. Because going into a different field, you want someone who has the experience to pour into you what you need to do and to guide you through, because you're going against a whole nother world. But what if you have that person that doesn't like for you to call on this one, or you don't even have to call on. Sometimes women with wisdom just like to pour into other women. So what if you have that person with that jealous spirit who can't handle it?
I think my thing is you can't eat everybody's food.
Mm.
You know, you can't eat from everybody's table. Everybody don't make the same chicken salad.
Right.
You know, some of
Right.
that stuff gonna make you sick.
That's good.
You know, just cause it's chicken salad don't mean you can eat it. You know, it's just. Your mom sick.
Yeah.
Right. Let me come back. Come on back. Yeah. So you really have to be careful because if I see that, and where's your loyalty? You know, where's your trust? You know, you can't keep going everywhere getting everything from all these different places. Is you have to settle somewhere.
Right.
And to me, that's just the unsettled spirit when you got to keep going and seeking stuff. Now, if you are not being fed,
that part.
Oh, help us.
Yeah.
you might want to change restaurants.
Because your mentor has to know or lived or been through something that you've experienced.
Absolutely.
They have to. It has to be a connection.
How can they
Like that chicken salad. Can't nobody else make chicken salad. You know, I'm loyal to that chicken salad. Yeah.
But in order to learn how to make it, you got to stick with the person who do it.
Help us, Danny.
You got to
Girl.
share the person to learn what she put in that chicken salad.
I'm gonna appreciate
And if you go on to somebody else for their chicken salad, they ain't gonna taste the same because they might put apples and grapes in it. You don't want that.
Okay, help us, sir.
But you know,
Good, girl.
it's good.
Woo!
So, but that jealousy is a stinky, ugly
You
spirit.
know, I would be concerned. That would concern me.
Yeah. Oh, it did. Mom, it did. It concerned me real bad.
I mean, it wouldn't. I wouldn't be jealous, but it would concern me that you didn't come to me and say, I'm not getting what I need. You know, let's fix this.
Right.
You know, especially if you spend some time with them,
Mm-hmm.
then you know you ought to be able to come to me. A mentor is non-judgmental.
Yeah.
You can tell me anything.
Yeah.
What I'm going to do is guide you.
Right.
I'm not going to direct you. I'm not going to instruct you. I'm going to guide you. I'm going to use
good.
some of my experiences.
That's
I ain't going to
good.
try to tell you what to do. I'm
Right.
your consultant.
That's good.
I'm giving you
That's
something
good.
that you need.
Yes.
You know,
Because
we call
most
it
times
consultants when we don't.
They
They get mad.
get mad. They try to tell you what to do. Or they don't give you the same grace that they had when they was going through.
Or when you don't do it, they get mad.
They get mad.
And they have an issue, and then you're not holy enough because you're not following they
They
Direct orders. The direct
So are you allowed to disagree?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm
That's
You go ahead and
Absolutely.
So what do you do with that when
Sometimes
you
you're not going to agree.
Right. And I don't think you always should. But I think when you disagree, that should be a conversation. I think that'll open up a whole lot of dialogue.
Can we go back to this, please?
Okay, go ahead.
Can you open this up? You said you are here to guide us,
Yes.
not direct us,
Yeah.
not to not think for us.
Yes.
Open it up.
I should be able to offer you something that you can use.
Right.
If it's my experience, if it's my knowledge, if it's a bit of wisdom, if you're going somewhere that I already been, I should be able to open it up for you.
Right.
That you're able to understand what works for you.
That's
That's
good.
good.
So
That's
good.
good.
You have to be, I can't tell you what to do,
Yeah. That's good.
but I can inspire you.
Quisha said mentor, not dictate.
Yeah.
That's it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And that's the case with a lot of mentors, a lot of women that I've seen. Because, I mean, it's only two that I can say in my whole life is you and one other person. But that I see as a mentor. But I've never proposed to them and asked them to. Well, you mom, so that don't count. But you kind of got to mentor me, but you know, but when I watch other people with their mentors, it seems like the mentor is like this dictarian. Is that the word I'm looking for? Dictarian, where they just telling them what to do and everything. They have to run everything about their life by the mentor, and that's cool. But the way that they respond to it dictates how they feel about the situation or how they respond to the situation.
Right.
They're aggressive. They seem so aggressive. Some of y'all
Controlling.
mentors aggressive.
Don't let you think for yourself.
Yeah.
Right. You gotta do it this way. Your way don't work. My way is the only
My way or no way.
Right.
Yeah.
Which
And
is
that's
how
too
you
much
got it.
control. That's
Y'all talking to somebody who never had a mentor.
That's good.
I've
They don't
never
even
had
know
a
what to
mentor.
do.
But what if they have had a
I-
mentor?
She
They,
said she never.
I've
had
never
one.
had
oh,
one.
you? I thought you said
As an individual, I always had to go find myself.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
I don't know what God was doing, but I always had to
Yeah.
go find myself, and I always want to be to somebody what nobody was to me.
Ooh,
That's
it.
That's what
That's
I
why I
always
started my
say.
mentor group.
Yes.
That's
I
exactly
want
what
to
it is.
always help somebody because nobody was there to help me.
Absolutely.
I'm not going to say I
Right.
didn't gain nuggets from people because I did.
Right.
But to be a mentor, to listen, somebody to listen to me and counsel me and cheer me on, and I didn't have a lot of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you longed for it, is that what made you want to know more about you to become one? Did you
Absolutely.
ever want to become one? Was that ever?
I didn't know what a mentor was. I wanted to be an example.
Oh.
That's what a mentor is. Boom.
I mean,
boom.
at the time, I
didn't know.
didn't know
Right.
nothing about a mentor.
Right.
All I knew is I needed somebody to be an example to me.
Ooh, how that's good.
That's good.
Good. Tawana says someone who dictates their mentee is not operating in the spirit. I would presume they're operating in a spirit of flesh or entitlement.
You
The
better know.
entitlement most of the time.
Yeah.
An
Yeah,
entitlement.
yeah,
That's-
because
that's
they want
another
they
thing.
want a title.
Right.
They ain't worried about your soul or your spirit.
Right.
They worried about the
That's
title.
really unfortunate.
And they worried about accolades too. They
Yeah.
worried
Yeah.
about what's going on their little crop sheet, on
Right.
their little resume, so they can go back and say, yeah, I did that for, and I
So and
did
so,
that for
right.
that person and
Right.
for them too.
Now
That's what I
let's
raised.
believe that all mentors are not like that. That there
Right.
are
Yeah.
that what we're talking about are the very few.
Mm-hmm.
Let,
I won't
let's
say
just say
all
that.
of them. I just feel like we have been through some
We've been through some.
that has kind of deteriorated us from wanting a mentor
Yeah.
in a sense.
Yeah.
And so it's a hard place to be.
It is.
And
a
And
lot.
even when we were considering mentors for SK,
Mm-hmm.
the way that you came about was not my suggestion. It was us sitting down talking about what we needed,
Right.
and they all spoke her up, and that's how she became our covering. The way that they explained who she was to them, because I can be biased.
Right.
So for them to see that in her, it opened my eyes even more so to what, because I'm used to it. I grew up with it.
Right.
So you know what I'm saying? But that it speaks volumes of the example
Mm-hmm.
that you are, because so many people crossed our path. We run into, as a
Yeah.
group.
Yeah.
There's so, and some of us we tight with different wise women.
We are.
You know, we all have relationship with different wise women, but there was never a question of who should cover us.
Right.
Once we sat down and talked about what we needed,
Right.
we've got to make sure that the person that we're seeking out has what we need.
Right.
And it's because it's not by knowing their full life story, it's by watching them.
Right.
And when you watch how they move and watch how they operate and watch how they pour, not just drink but pour,
Right, yeah,
then
right.
I think that you start to see what they have that you need.
Right.
Yeah, that's a
Right.
good
And
word.
you can't just pick them because you like them.
Oh,
You can't just
that
pick them
don't do
because you
that.
have a relationship with them.
Or
Or you
because
can't pick
they
because they go to
such
your
and such.
church.
Yeah.
You have to pick what fits for you.
Yeah.
Right.
And we've been told, well, I have, well, no, they need to be in the ministry. No, they don't. Because maybe this is not what I need here for what I need as a mentor in the ministry. But they tell us all this stuff we need to do, but we got all these options. And we need to see what fits us.
There
Yes.
are
And
options.
we often
do
don't
have
yes.
options.
And I
Yes.
don't get off of feelings of like, oh, I like you. No, I need you to do something for me, and you should help back.
And just make sure it's a mutual,
Right.
it's a mutual thing.
Right.
So you said they didn't have to be spiritual. So I'm gonna ask you, do they have to be spiritual grounded to be your mentor?
I think they need to operate in wisdom.
Mm.
Okay.
And wisdom comes from God, whether they acknowledge it or
Or
not.
not.
Mm.
That's right. It's good.
So if you have a mentor with wisdom,
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
That's
Don't
good.
box them in. That's good.
No.
That's good.
I just
That's
choose.
really
I choose to stand on this word. I choose to mentor through this word. This is what works for me.
Right.
That's good.
I have a question. I want to switch it up a little bit.
I'm scared.
And I know that you personally don't mentor men, but with where we are right now in this climate that we're in, with so much that is coming against our men, Do you feel that it's important for men to have mentors?
Absolutely.
Good.
Like
That's
how
good.
do as a man, I mean, I'm not a man, I'm a woman. I'm just saying. As a man, how do they break because me personally, I feel like a man's trust is so much harder to gain than a woman to a woman or a woman to a mentor, period. What would your advice to a man what would it look like for them to open up to another man because they need mentorship so bad, they need guidance, they need relationships. I know it's another show. I know they always say women have baggage, but men got it too.
Oh yes,
They need somebody that they can lean on, depend on, and talk to, and get this stuff out and get direction. And so, what does advice to them look like?
I think you should find somebody where it's easy. Men know men just like women know women.
That's
and,
right.
and if you run into a brother or a leader or I guess I could say mentor, or somebody that you admire, who inspires you, who gives you something, who says something to trigger something in you, then they may be easier to open up to. I don't think what we go through as finding a mentor is any different than what a male should look for. They should look for the same qualities. I don't want to talk to somebody that don't have no character. I don't want to talk to somebody with no integrity. I want to talk to somebody that's going to be real with me and not play games with me and tickle me. Don't tickle me.
Yeah.
It ain't fun.
Oh, I love that. Don't tickle me, it ain't fun.
That's good.
Oh, that's a t-shirt.
That is a t-shirt.
But seriously, men are looking for the same thing we are.
Yes.
Yes, they want somebody they can trust. You don't have to worry about hearing that no more. And man, I can be open with you.
Yes.
And you won't judge me.
Yes. Yeah.
And men are looking for the same thing. And they need that.
Yes.
In order to have one of us,
Yeah.
they need to know who they are.
Come on,
Yes.
So they're going to need somebody to teach them who they are.
Yes.
I'm gonna send you a
Otherwise,
cash.
you don't qualify for me.
I know that's right.
Yes, that's
He
good.
said, otherwise you don't qualify for me. If you don't know who you are, you're not
Right.
qualified.
You don't qualify.
Oh, that's good.
I'm going to need you to know who you are because you ain't going to recognize me. Seriously.
Right. And you know, men like to hold it in.
Yeah.
They don't like to let
They're
it
very
out.
internal,
They don't like to be
yes.
vulnerable. They just
Very prideful.
Very.
They don't want to let their
they
guard
don't. They don't.
And I love
They
what
sure
you
don't want you to know
said.
their
They
best
got to know themselves because you can't lead me and not know
Come
who
on.
you are as
Yeah.
a leader.
Show right
It
there.
doesn't work like that.
They don't.
I know that they like to wear that scripture that says wives submit, but there is another that says submit ye to one another. Just saying. Can't forget that scripture.
It is another one I seen.
It's read.
She read that
I
twice.
seen that. I seen that. I had to make sure God wasn't just being one-sided.
Yeah.
He is a just God. So we needed something too.
Yeah.
Favor us too, Lord.
Yeah.
Exactly. So my
Yes.
question is this. Why do mentors that mentor more than one person sometimes feel like they have to pit the mentees against one another? Even if they may be privy to information that maybe I'm not necessarily feeling this person, or there's things about this person that makes me question them. And because they're privy to that information, they've mishandled it, and now they pit them together. I was in a situation where a wise woman, she was never my mentor, but she was a wise woman, and she told this girl that was around me that I was jealous of her. And it just pit us against each other. You know what I'm saying? And I would tell y'all, I ain't never had no jealous bone in my body. That's just not me. I feel like I'm well loved. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna be jealous. I might compliment you on some shoes that ain't necessarily cute to me, but you like them, so they cute. I might do that, you know.
She honest with us though.
I'll be honest with you. Yeah. But you see what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna be jealous of you and vindictive. That's not who I am.
And that's not who a mentor is. There should be no reason for for any of that kind of stuff to come up at all. And if it did, just vacate the premises.
Exit.
I mean, just exit. Exit. I
That's
don't.
good.
That is rule number 1. You don't tell none of my business.
Right.
And it just doesn't make it. I'm having a hard time answering that because I can't even fathom that.
So if it's brought to my attention that, because now we beefing, of course, but I'm just using this scenario. Now we beefing, so now it's brought to my attention that there is an issue, and when I bring it to the mentors, attention, maybe through somebody else, but they never make the attempt to correct it with me.
To fix it.
So do I need to go to them and say, you did X, Y, and Z, even though, because it's like since I ain't said nothing, it didn't happen. Do that make sense? What I'm asking?
Yeah.
They didn't come back around and address the issue.
If
and
it
they
wasn't
know
them,
whether it was true or not, it happened, and they never came back and just kind of poured the healing
just soothed
balm
me
on
a little
them.
bit.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that healing balm.
You might eventually have to address that issue.
But I gotta wait, right? So it's not
you might need to get the cuss out your spirit.
Okay.
Go to the car and get yourself together.
Because we're going to act funny with it because we don't know what to expect. You make me feel some type of way. Just being messy.
You gotta squash that.
So, but I need to know.
Mentors are not messy.
Ooh.
Now I don't know what these people is.
Baby.
Woo! Yeah, that right there. You got that too? Yeah, that right there. I don't know. No. As a matter of fact, and this may just be Vicky 101. I don't have to respect in how I say what I have to say to you, because you were never my mentor. If you're sharing my information like that,
Okay.
that's not what we do. Right. That's not what mentors do. You give me something, that's mine. That's me. That's for me to hold. That's not for me to share. I don't even want to use you as an example.
That's good.
That's really
Because they might know who you are.
Right.
So let me put this another kind of way to guide you to where you need to be. But I don't have no business mentioning anything concerning any of my mentees. That's not what we do. That's not, call a name. See, them fighting words.
Yeah. Companies
Not
out the window.
But that's just not, that ain't cool. That ain't cool.
So that segues into my second part of my question. Look, you don't want no more from me. But my second point is, should mentors have boundaries as it relates to the nature of the relationship and how they conduct themselves?
Yes. I believe mentors can be transparent too.
Yes.
We're transparent too. We can tell you some stuff about us, but I don't have to tell you anything about anybody else.
Right.
So that opens up my experiences to you. That gives you something that you can feed off of. And I'm trying to understand the second part of your question. What did it say?
It says, should mentors have boundaries?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. The mentors have, everybody has to have boundaries. The mentee and the mentor. But there should be such a relationship that you can say something to me and I'm not going to judge
Oh, that's good.
you for saying what you said.
Right.
How you said it. Because that's the way you felt when you said it.
Right. That's good.
I done had some cussing folks, and I'm a whole pastor for real. But I done had some cussing folks because of the way they felt. They had to release it, and that was their only way to release that was to cuss it out.
Yeah.
And am I gonna sit there and say, "Girl, don't be saying that around me"? No, I need you to get that out.
Yeah.
That's good.
It just happened to come out on me.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
Now you ain't cussing me out. What you're doing is releasing that stuff that's in you. Now we can talk.
Now we can deal with it.
Now we can deal with it. Now let's deal with that.
Jesus.
Thank you for listening to my anger because you just let me get it all out.
Get it
Sometimes
all
you have
out.
to do that.
That's what we do. That's what mentors do. They listen. They listen. It's called being a counselor. Counselors who listen.
That's good.
So should we, and I hear what you're saying because sometimes as mentees we hold back. We're scared to share our secrets.
Yeah.
Because what if you do judge me? You know, like what if I'm saying it's too much? How does that worry go away? Just knowing you have the connection with somebody, because you know we've experienced life.
Feed them slowly.
Okay.
If you have any doubt that a mentor is not, you know, if you have questions, feed them slowly with a long handled spoon at first.
Okay.
Let me give you a little bit and see how you handle that. Because to whom much is given, much is required.
Yes.
So the more I give you, the more a responsibility you have to protect what I gave you.
Yeah, that's good. Because some of that stuff is a lot. You know, we've done a lot. We just ain't never shared it.
Yeah.
But when I need to share it, I need you to be there and not judge me, and that's good.
And if you're going to share in pieces, just share in pieces.
Okay.
That's why we guide you and we don't instruct you and we don't direct you. We just let you do it.
That's good.
So when I asked the question, do you exit without confronting the mentor? So say if it's, well, in her case, it wasn't her mentor, but if it was somebody's mentor, do they exit without confronting them?
Most jobs, human resources will ask you for an exit interview.
I do all the time.
And at that exit interview,
What's your reason for
I don't
that?
give a flip what you think.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you
good.
like it is.
Everything.
This is why I'm leaving. Seriously, this is
Yes.
why I'm
That's
leaving.
good.
I didn't like it. I don't like you. I ain't like it. Yeah.
They be ready for the interview to tell you how they feel. They finally get to the down.
Wait till I get to this interview.
I can't wait to tell everything. Then y'all can let me go home.
That's true.
So you must give an exit interview.
You must.
And I feel like it's important because it's beneficial to you as the person leaving.
Yeah.
Because now
What I
that
need to
provides
work
you
on.
your escape or your
Yes.
closure.
Yeah.
That's
And
good.
you can move on and you
Yes.
can forgive and you can drop it
And
and
keep it
release it.
Yeah.
Because
So
otherwise you're
Gonna hold it in.
Hold
Right.
it in.
And like you said, you taking it to somewhere else.
Right.
Yes.
You got all this mess in you and you
Right.
going somewhere else trying to give it to somebody else and you got that other stuff.
You
coming
still-
on.
yeah.
But even
Absolutely.
with the exit interview, when I have to do them, I need you to tell me what I need to improve on.
Right.
What does the company need to do to fix
Yes.
people, or to fix their issues so people don't leave? So get the knowledge from what I told you I experienced with you and fix it.
Yes.
That's what the exit interview about. I need you
That's
to
what it's about.
Is that-
if you're willing
we
to
can?
grow,
Yeah.
if you're ready
Because
to grow.
I think that I think you said it earlier too. I think, you know, sometimes we feel like we can't say it. Or no, you said it. Sometimes we feel like we can't. Like, kind of likened to a kid to a parent. Like, I feel like I can't say this to you because I'm this and you're this.
Right.
And I feel like it's not appropriate or it's not respectful enough for me to let you know you don't need to do that
Now
way.
going into it, there should have been some established rules
Woo!
between the mentee and the mentor. We have these established rules. This is what we're gonna follow. Now, growing up, I didn't put boundaries on my children talking to me. They could, and trust me, some of that stuff I didn't even want to hear. So even now, you know, I didn't put boundaries on what they told me because it was important for me to know them.
That's
So
good.
when you don't put boundaries on them and you let them talk and you let them say what they have to say, they're not going to disrespect you. They're not. That's not what it is. What they're doing is going by the agreement.
That you already
Oh, my God.
That's all it is.
That's good.
That's all it is.
That
That's
was
how
my
you help make the
question.
boundaries.
That was my
Yeah.
question. That was my question. What does, for those people who don't know, what does the beginning of a mentorship relationship, what does that look like? What maybe give us some examples of how you became certain people's mentor, but what does that look like? How do I just go up to you and say, can you be my mentor? You know, or do you reach out to me and say, I need to mentor you?
I never said I need to mentor nobody. They've always come to me. I don't reach out like that. But that's not my anointing.
Okay.
So they've always come to me. Can you mentor me? Well, let's have a conversation. Because I might not want to.
I love that.
I'm
Yeah.
just saying, because
I
we might not be
love
for each
that.
other.
Right.
That's
Because
we might not fit.
people just agree to do it and then you don't be that
Yeah,
person
but
mentor for
some
nothing.
women, they want a lot of people to mentor. It's just it feeds them. That's what they like to do.
And it's too much.
It's too much.
And they really want to make mini-me's.
They do.
They want them to dress like them, talk like them, preach like them, sing like them, sashay like them. Baby, I got my own sashay.
More shade to sashay.
Yeah. But seriously, a lot of them want mini-me's.
They do.
That's what it looks like. I have an agreement. I have a thing that I typed up. This is what I expect from you. This is what you expect from me. Do we need to change any of this before we even get it started? Let's talk about this. But you know, that's what you have to make sure you're in agreement,
Right.
so that you don't have those kind of issues where
Right.
somebody going talking to somebody else, and you know all the issues that we've talked about tonight. You won't have that if we have an agreement.
Right.
So you start with the letter of the law and just go by that. Now, as your relationship builds, it may change a little bit. You know what you do? You go back and change it. Because at the end of the day, this is still an agreement.
Right. You always wanna be aligned.
I'm still your man. I'm still your children. I still want you to succeed, no matter what happens. My responsibility is for you to grow.
Yeah, that's good.
Lord have mercy.
That's good.
Segue into our encouragement. Encourage the women. Give them some feedback. Give them some tips. Some try Jesus and not you. Whatever you feel like saying.
If I had to encourage you tonight, I would ask you to seek God concerning who you share with. Everybody is not your mentor. Some people are not even your assignment. Some people ain't even your friend. For you to be giving this kind of information, I would seek God concerning who spiritually connects with me. And it may be a woman at your church, it may be somebody at your job, but you must have somebody. Just like I found myself in the Word of God, you in there too. It's you're in there. So go find yourself in there. If you can't find nobody else to talk to, and know that the Word of God is real and it is true and it is the truth. It is the truth. And if it says you got some issues, you probably do. If it says you are fearfully and wonderfully made, you are. So we have to understand what the Word says concerning us. So I want somebody else who understands that I am who I am. And I'm not to be judged. I'm to be valued. And if you're going to help me grow, don't speak negative stuff into me. I don't like the negative vibe. And if I begin to get negativity from the person that I trust, because I shared something with you, that's the end of that. Shut it down, keep it moving. But I encourage you to find somebody who loves you, somebody who can care for you, and somebody who can support you in the spirit.
That's good.
Woo!
That's so good.
Pastor Vicky
Y'all got some questions for her? Go on and roll it down there while Marsha do this spotlight.
I want to. Can we put on the shouting music and just cue it up?
Has blessed my soul. We want to spotlight today. Can I get a drum roll? The spotlight is our brother Jermaine Marshall. He is a full-fledged. He is the husband to But we wanted to spotlight him today. He has been rocking with us. He's always one of our biggest supporters. But he was our IT person. He was our sound man. But he's a tutorer. He's an awesome musician. Listen, he's an excellent tutorer. He helped me with them college courses. But he's a musician. So we're going to place his information for any booking gigs only. Any booking gigs only. Tutoring or musician.
Just saying, that's it.
We're going to leave some contact information, but we just wanted to shine our spotlight on him.
Yes. And check out our shirts. So I don't know.
Yes, check out our shirts. Our shirts.
Can I get 1 second to talk about these shirts?
Sure.
One of the ways advance the kingdom is to always lift up another woman.
Yes.
If we encourage another woman, just don't quit beating women down.
Yeah.
Quit talking about them and being jealous of women.
Come on,
If
girl.
we're going to advance the queendom, we have to prop each other up. We have
Yes.
to build each other up so that we advance together. We
Yes.
don't want no woman left behind.
Not
Boom.
one. No.
All the queens.
Not a one.
Zero.
You heard her, and she mean it.
And how can they purchase the t-shirts?
I guess you're going to drop some information somewhere. I
We
don't
would
know.
drop her information. She takes Cash App. She takes all kind of
Zelle.
payments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And
she
you
has
tell us
different
no?
sides. Y'all see y'all's
Different
Yes,
stuff.
sleeve.
Her
And-
ministry is on the sleeve, like ministries.
Like ministry.
And she have t-shirts.
She
Yeah.
Not
has
just this cut.
t-shirts.
She has
Y'all support.
shirts.
Yes.
And she is the pastor of the House of David.
Yes, she is.
Yes,
House
she
of
is.
David.
Go
Yeah.
check out. You need a church home. Go on over there, baby. Get you some words. Some real words.
She can
From a
preach.
real woman.
She can
From a
preach.
wise woman.
Wise woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've been accidentally clicking on some of these lives and
It wasn't no accident.
I'm
She
just
didn't
saying.
hear it.
it was not. Now it was
Aggressive.
something.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Not
for our
that.
closing, I don't know if some of this information was shared, but she is our covering. We didn't go look for her. She was just already there. She was already connected to us individually without it even being formed into SK being our covering with everybody as a group. She was already individually helping us and being the example for us, and it just naturally happened. So I'm going to encourage everybody out there to not be afraid to step out and let something naturally happen with the person that you're supposed to be connected to. God, I already got them ready for you, waiting on you. You just have to let it naturally happen. Be vulnerable again, be open again, and just be ready to be able to pour into somebody and get poured into. Either you're a mentee or a mentor. So, we love y'all. I want y'all to have a great week. You know, straighten your crowns out because we wearing ours.
Advancing
And
the
conquer this
queendom.
whole week with your head held high. And thank you again, Mama Vicky,
Thank you.
for coming and support us. We had a great time
We
with
had a
you.
great time.
I'm excited
You welcome
about y'all.
me. You welcome back anytime.
Anytime.
Y'all
Listen,
crazy.
anytime.
You supposed to real word up in here. Like,
Yeah,
for real.
we almost had some
I
church.
never looked at stuff like that.
No,
But
for
thank
real.
y'all. Share this
And
video.
mentors make mentors.
Yes.
Ooh, I
Yes.
like that. Good.
And does age matter?
Age don't matter.
It don't matter.
Get your
Mentors
wisdom.
make mentors. Y'all, I'm going to be a mentor.
Hey.
I'm
Oh,
gonna
baby,
be a
you already
mentor.
won.
I ain't go looking for that either.
But
I
I knew
but I asked the Lord to make me a difference, so you can't tell him how to use you.
You
Okay.
can't. Just
You
follow.
can't pick and choose.
You can't.
You got to just submit to it.
We hope y'all have enjoyed the show today. We will leave all the information. Like us on
Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.
Hey, thank
We'll
y'all
see
for-
y'all not next week, but the week after that.
Yes.
Chic Chattin with SK.
Thank y'all for the support. We love y'all.
Love y'all for real.
Y'all turn up for Jesus.
Hey,
Y'all heard this song? Hey.
Come on, Mom.
I ain't got number rock.
Hey,
Shout out to Red Hands.
Yeah.
Made by Grace of
Can you
God.
dab, Mom?
Hey.
Yeah. Y'all see them?
My head too heavy.
See how we act up? That's how we act up all the time.
You too can have a mentor with a heavy head.
But if you
Or
want
they
to
know how to dab.
If you want to
turn up, turn up.
if you want to hear more from senior pastor, Lady Vicky, she does have a Zoom that we are in every other Thursday.
7
When
o'clock.
7 o'clock, when I tell you it's so good, she opens up, she's an open book. She always encouraging us, she giving us some more to go, some more fuel to go on for the rest of the week, and we have fun. So if you want to connect, we'll put her Zoom information in here too.
We put everything in here for y'all to latch on.
Yeah.
Attach yourself.
Support.
We got 2 minutes with y'all. Turn up for Jesus. Turn up. Hey. Turn up for Jesus.
Hey, hey, hey. God never said we couldn't dance. Hey, hey.
He better not ever say that. See that leg? I ain't make it on this.
Oh, y'all better say you wouldn't make it.
Don't do it,
All you
Jesus.
do is dance, Lord.
She gonna crib walk in the head.
Like, oh, she's gonna make heaven and earth.
Dance by David, dance by
What is it? Chess dance class?
This is gonna be twirling in the sandals.
Hey. Bye, y'all. See you later. Have a good week. Have a good week. Hey, hey,
Hey, hey,
Hey, bye Facebook.
Bye, Instagram. Bye, Instagram. Oh. Hey, yay. Oh, whoa.
Hey, IG, y'all last.
Hey, IG. Bye-bye.
Y'all last again.
hey, hey.
Y'all last again. Hey, hey. Y'all repost this link on IG. We need to get our followers up over here. We're working diligently to get them up. So please support us. Please, please, please. Thank you for watching.
Peace out.
And bye-bye.
We mean it.
Bye-bye.